Writing that you pass coming up by tram, I guess, or something. Then you have a university side up there.
Oh, okay.
ETH. Second university.
Yeah, universities are over there.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is the start of probably a two-parter of my trip to Switzerland. So I went last September, and then between September and now my life has been a blur, including some semi-traumatic events that contributed to this video being so delayed, and I'll go into that at a later time. So one of the first things we were trying to do was go on a hike, and that was kind of weather depending because we gave ourselves a few days to attempt this hike, and then if it wasn't the greatest, we would maybe do an alternate hike. So this is the one that we ended up deciding on, and it was really icy, and so when we got to the top we found out we couldn't do too much up there, but it was a nice view. 下去再滑下来. I think walk sideways, like this, like how your feet. So with our hiking day a little bit shortened, we headed back to Lucerne, which was kind of like our home base after we left Zurich. Our time in Zurich was pretty short, so I didn't go too much into it, but we had a pretty long flight delay, managed to catch the second half of a city walking tour, and that first clip of this video is a lookout point that our tour guide brought us to. And the next day we went to the Lindt Home of Chocolate, and then we got on a train to Lucerne. Most of the days we encountered were kind of overcast and a little bit rainy. We definitely had to wear jackets pretty much all the time. And transportation was very convenient by train. And we also took local buses, but it's like super easy to get around on your own. We're at Lucerne. That's a butt. The Chapel Bridge is a really famous bridge in Lucerne, and there are lots of paintings up above, so make sure you look up if you go there. We actually went to see the Lion Monument the day before, but then I discovered that there was a glacier garden right next to the monument, and it was closed that day, the first day that we went, so we decided to go back and check out the garden. It was included in our Swiss travel pass, so that's the pass that we use to have kind of unlimited access to a lot of the rides, and a lot of free museums were included in it, so we felt like we were making good use of it by going to more museums. Oh, see? You can't just walk into the wall like that. That's a mirror. That one's a mirror.
Yeah. This one's here. This here. Oh, the big guy is here. Here. We are safe here.
No.
Here.
That's a mirror. So there's a lookout when you exit the labyrinth area, and there's also a little cafe, but this view is really beautiful, and it's just like a short climb up a tower. You get a really close-up view of the lion exiting the garden, and it's a better view than just from the front because there's a kind of a body of water between where you can stand and the lion, and there's like a lot of tourists there, so the garden's actually a closer and better view. So we stood by the lake and watched the swans kind of do their evening paddle around, and there were boats, and it was actually pretty nice lighting, kind of like their golden hour. And then we headed back to our hotel, and we were staying really near the train station, which is super convenient, and now I totally understand why location next to train station matters so much when traveling. I trained at this gym, and I learned that drop-ins for Gyms in Switzerland are really expensive. Like the price of a hamburger, really expensive. The price of a gym drop-in, really scary expensive. We're talking like about 50 US dollars. That's just the cost of living there, or the cost of surviving there. The hotel that we were staying at did not have a gym. A lot of the smaller hotels don't have very much square footage, and they really try to utilize it for living spaces like rooms. And so I was really lucky to find 2 gyms within walking distance. I ended up going to this one because it was a little bit closer and had slightly better equipment. Next, we got on a train to our next location, and we stayed there for the longest part of our trip. After walking around and taking some photos of Lake Brienz, which had really beautiful water with wonderful scenery of the mountains behind it, I found this open air museum, and of course, since it's covered by our travel pass, I was like, let's check it out. And I wasn't expecting it to basically be a farm, but it ended up being just so many animals, so much space to walk. Like, we didn't even cover all of it. We kind of went by the day, like how much daylight we had and when the train departures were, to decide how much time we could stay there, because we had to take the bus back to the train stop to then get back to where we were staying in Interlaken. Hi! Well, they're going pretty fast. Wow. Bye-bye. Oh, there's another one. And then there's another one.
Yeah. I think this is
the landing spot.
Yeah. This is a nice landing spot. It's really big. Oh my god. It's
This is the 老人家，有一点味道 but 可能不是老人 but then 这个意思是适合你站不起来的时候可以抓。So I picked this hotel because there is a sauna or a spa connected to it, and there's a gym. But it turns out that this is actually a hotel that is an institution of the United Methodist Church in Switzerland, and it offers recreation to people of all ages, and you share living spaces with the elderly. And so there's like handles for the toilet and the shower, and the elevator is really big, and yeah, then we have a view of the sunset and the other hotels in this area. And I think that is where the residents live. So we're in a different building, but we share like the cafeteria and the public spaces. And they give you a souvenir bottle because all of the tap water is drinkable. And yeah, off to the spa. So the first day I was kind of bummed about the gym, but then I realized it's not that bad. Oh dear. I thought this was gonna be easier. So rather than have you listening to me breathe through a few reps, I'll just kind of quickly go over. So this gym had a lot of rehab equipment, which was very similar to the facilities that I go to for work. Like a lot of rehab, not very much resistance training stuff, but I managed to find a barbell and some plates, and there was no rack, but I just kind of made it work. And this was during my prep for SBD Austin last year, so I really wanted to make sure I incorporated some kind of training so that when I went back to actually do my kind of 6-week meet prep, I wouldn't be too rusty. So I found that when doing a little bit of movement, even though it's not my usual SBD stuff or it's not exercises I usually do, it's better than nothing by a lot. So I only have like 20 minutes before it closes because we've been walking all day. And so I'm going to do as much as I can, just circuit style. So this is an interesting foam roller. It is all metal, like it looks like what cooking cookware is made out of, but it feels pretty good. Okay. Oh, slippery. Things could honestly be worse. So I'm doing 4 sets of 12, and I'm doing close grip bench press with feet up, and I am doing just bent over rows, going as low as I can and trying not to hit the floor because there's no pads or like a platform. So this is the place that we stayed at for the longest part of our trip, and I did initially book it because it had gym equipment, and in order to actually go to the gym in the city, there is a place you can buy a day pass, but you would have to take public transportation because it is a little far to walk. And because we did a lot of tour stuff during the day, I only really had nighttime to do my training. And so the importance of something being like pretty close is good for safety and convenience, because it would just be me going out alone in the dark to go find a gym. So I did actually walk into a couple local gyms just to check it out. We were in a more suburb area of this particular city on the other side, and after dinner one night I did just walk in just to do a lap and see what the local gyms look like, so I could kind of get a feel for it. But for practical purposes, it's way easier to just train where you're staying. So the next day we headed to Jungfraujoch, bright and early, and I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. So this was something that I was kind of stressed about because I have altitude sickness. I've experienced it before. I know I'm very sensitive to high altitudes, and boy did I feel it. So I was kind of out of breath just walking around, and just climbing stairs took the wind out of me. And I normally do cardio like every day, and I'm like in decent shape, but this whooped my butt. Explore knowledge from the desert to the snow.
Yeah,
Actually, from the desert to the tropical area to the snow.
Quite a change. Go. I'm doing a video. This ride is going to be expensive.
No! Is that included in your travel insurance?
I didn't buy travel insurance.
Okay. So at this point, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do one of the activities at the top. So after you take the train, after the cable ride, there are a bunch of like winter wonderland activities that would be fun for children.
The Cinderella is doing her thing.
There is a snowboarding activity, and I was interested in trying it, but it has to be guided, like you have to go with the person, and it's just down a short ramp. So I decided to skip that and save my snowboarding for Tahoe. Actually, I think the snowboarding would be challenging because the altitude.
Mm-hmm. It's your choice.
A Nalaj wanders off into the distance. Will she return? Nobody knows. Oh, look who returned. You've been gone for so long that I've started to make new friends. She dreams of a snack. She wonders how long she'll be stuck here.
Yeah.
So, to give some context, we started our mornings really early. So, we basically had breakfast and then we did a whole bunch of walking. And then by this point, I'm hungry because I get hungry like every 2 to 3 hours. But my mom gets hangry when she doesn't have her snacks handy. So, we wrapped up this top of Europe trip with looking at the ice sculptures, which is my first time seeing ice sculptures. So, I thought that was really cool. And then we headed to Lauterbrunnen, which I probably pronounced wrong also, but we came across this wonderful waterfall, which is what we went there for. Gas man. There's cows inside, you can hear them. And then after looking at the waterfall, we were like, oh, let's wander around the river. And then we saw these alpacas, and then we were like, let's go look at the alpacas and let's go find the alpacas. And then we realized that we were on the brink of trespassing, but nothing bad happened. So I was looking at the park and she was looking at so close but so far. Hi guys! We think you're cute. Wow. Mama Farm. So there's cats over there, horses, and helicopters. Hello. Hello. It's going up. Can you sing the James Bond theme song? Hello, meow meow. Whoa, bye bye. And it's gone. So we survived not getting shot. We got some really nice mountain view. Can't see it though. Yeah. 1 meal eaten today.